Hey there, welcome. This is K.R.R. and welcome to my first Railway Empire video. Today we're working on how to use warehousing and separating freight and passenger lines. Freight moves very slowly and can really drag down your entire economy, so separation can really help boost that early game cash. By mid-game, you'll have plenty of funds to expand the network without having to wait for that grass to grow. So without further delay, let's get to it. Hey there, K.R.R. here. We're in Railway Empire. I'm doing the Midwest Challenge. So the idea is to connect all of your cities by the end of 10 years. But we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to be doing it with warehousing and separating our freight and passengers. So let's get started. We get a medium train here in Rock Island because that's our home city. Right on the river. Right in the mighty Mississippi. And here in Madison. Be sure to avoid these little finger lakes here. They're going to, they'll cause no end of trouble. Okay, some tracks. I like to start out with a nice straight section. That way I can put all my crossovers and connections and supply towers all in the same place without having to worry about too many turns and using more track than I probably need to. So it's good practice, I find. So I just do it at both ends. I'm going to be using it anyway, so it's perfectly fine. No wasted track, really. All right. We'll connect to the upper one. Go. Great. Let's finish this one off. Then we get some trains going and passengers back and forth. So we can at least have some income. Now, passenger trains, they don't make as much money as the freight, but they are faster typically. And if you can get those going as quickly as really as possible, then your income goes up a lot. Certainly in the early game, you want to have as much income as possible. Signals, here we go. Okay, and control click puts in our other signals that are not direction signals, but traffic signals. Okay, we've spent almost 500,000. Let's get the trains going. Remember, we want passenger and mail only. And our locomotive, it's 1830, so we only have the grasshopper to work with. It's 9,000, it's not too bad. But it won't go over really very steep hills with a lot of load. So one reason why to separate passengers. They're a lot lighter than the freight is typically. Okay, and from Rock Island to Madison, passengers only. Do the same thing. Yeah. And you could get up to probably 8 to 10 on here, but there's not that many passengers initially. So we'll just put on maybe 4. This one's full, so we definitely want to duplicate that. And clone train is the best way to duplicate your trains if you're not making any significant changes. Okay, and then just wait for them to pass, and then I'll do another one. We'll just start with 4, I think. See where that gets me. As there's more passengers, if we get more passengers, we'll add another couple of trains. But this is good to get started. All right, let's work on our warehouse area. You're gonna need corn. All the cities need corn at some early in the game. Okay. And I'm going to put a warehouse in here too. Now you could connect the farm, the warehouse, go through the Stevens farm here for the corn, but I don't know that's always a better way to go. You end up with just another stop, and with this in the early game, that might cause some issue. All right, it's a good start. And get this straight here. There we go. And another one here, so we can get a full connection going. Once you have your initial line set, then it's easy to do a parallel track. Don't forget your crossover, so they can go back and forth. And let's connect Madison as well. I hate it when I click on there and it's not on the cone, it's on something else, which I don't understand why it does that, but I suppose you might want to do something next to it. Okay. There's a lot of expansion that will happen after this, and once you're initially set up, and you might do some track sort of redos. At least this challenge allows you to get mostly a full refund. You get about, not 100%, but 90 or 95% of it back. So that's good. Some of the other challenges do not allow you any refunds. So that can make it even more challenging. All right, where are we here? Let's start here. I like when I have parallel trains, they all need to go different directions. That way I know pretty much what I'm getting into, what I've got set up and ready to go. That way I don't miss sort of a direction, as I've done in the past, so that's really why I do that. Okay, and direction here. Go, and control click for those great traffic signals. I think I've done crossover on both sides. Okay, good. Let us set up what's going to go in the warehouse. We're going to obviously start with corn. Oh, we need to connect that. And meat and beer. And I would do about 50 or 60 of each. You can go up to 99 if you want, but I find for beer and meat you can get overloaded, and with corn, the same way. Okay, let's connect our corn here. Go. Now I probably don't need to do a second one. There's only going to be one train running back and forth. Well, I can't go. Let's leave it. Okay, let's go ahead and set our trains. Set up our line going to the warehouse. I always do freight only because we don't want any passengers. Not that it probably would go into the warehouse, but it's good to have that. It's good practice because you'll need to really separate them later. Okay, and then grasshopper. Let's do another one. Passengers only, and grasshopper. And you'll see when they start rolling out. Oops. I was just going to show you that we're already full. We got a full load of beer, and didn't pick up anything in Madison. Well, that's odd. I'll pick it up on the way back. There's a fair amount of meat there, so it should not be a problem. Make sure I set it correctly. Oh, passengers. Okay. See, I didn't click it enough. That's fine. Okay, and then we need to get corn to there. Freight. Okay. That will get us started. We have just under 200,000 left. So what I'm going to do is with the 200,000 here, let me connect the cattle to go to Madison. Now, with cattle, you don't really want to bring that to the warehouse so they kind of stand there. You want sort of non-living goods in the warehouses. So we'll just set it up to go straight to Madison, and then they can just send the meat on to the warehouse. Okay, 33,000. Okay, let's set up the second return line. Oops. There we go. I like to make this transition as short as possible so I have more room for trains that are waiting or might wait. There we go. And we'll send this one as up that way. All right. Good, good. We did that for about 100,000. Now let's set up a train. Again, freight only. And grasshopper. It'll be a little slow with the grasshopper, but until we get the John Bull, and it should be fine. Okay, so in the initial stage, we have a warehouse and a two-city cluster, and separating passenger and freight line. We have more passengers here, so I'm going to go ahead and add some more trains. This will be Rock Island to Madison. Let's just duplicate that, and then Madison to Rock Island. So right now a total of 6 trains, and they're not being slowed down by any freight. All right, so in the next episode, what we'll do is we will go ahead and connect some more rural resources and start to work on Chicago and try and get a 3 cluster warehousing cities together. All right. Thanks for joining me, and if you had enjoyed this video, please smash the like button and or hit subscribe. Thanks so much, and this is K.R.R. I'll see you next time.